Hello and welcome back everybody to the Dota League season number 4. It's going to be Moscow 5 versus Lions, a 2-game series where we have reached game number 2, Moscow 5. They took game number 1 rather convincingly, 31-minute victory, but for this patch, it's pretty fast to be honest, and it was rather convincing as well. But we're HeflaTV, just English coverage for a lot of things to be honest, but I'm Coucher and I'm joined by Mike Lores. Any expectations for the upcoming game?
I expect Moscow 5 to turn the aggression dial up just a little bit more. The replacement, or Vigos now being in this game, and he does like to just go deep. So Lions, they have to play a little bit more cautiously. They have to get their early game shored up. I mean, the early game last game was okay, but against the mid game of Moscow 5, you need a better than okay start against what Moscow 5 are going to be throwing against you. So I expect aggression from Moscow 5, and I expect Lions attempting to kind of counteract it.
Well, one thing we can already see is different. Lions, they ban out the Death Prophet. I still think it was kind of a mistake for Lions to not pick up the Death Prophet themselves in the first phase, or if not pick it up, then at least ban it in the second one. But now, they make just sure that they ban it, but of course that means that Lions themselves, they didn't want to go for the Death Prophet anyway, since they do have the first pick. What kind of first pick can we expect here, or is it just like team preference really?
I think a lot of it is team preference. Lions did use the Skywrath Mage last game, and I think they picked it in their first pick phase. So going for that one is going to be a very solid way to open. Moscow 5 might want to just go for the Ogre again. I expect it to potentially be a very similar opening from both sides. As aside from the lack of Death Prophet, it was pretty standard. But no, we're going to be seeing the exact same draft, literally the exact same draft. Who is in this spot?
It was Skywrath Pathrider for Lions to
Okay.
start with, but it's just exactly album sheet or Moscow 5 versus album sheet yesterday. First game, Moscow 5 on the Radiant side, starting with Ogre first pick, winning the game, and second game, album sheet started with the Ogre Magi themselves. It's crazy how popular that hero is now.
Oh, we're gonna see a Razor, unfortunately, but Ogre Magi, and ooh, now a Witch Doctor for Lions. They're definitely not going to fall into the trap of finding themselves without any crowd control. If anything, Moscow 5 are in more danger of doing that with the Razor Skywrath Mage, but Witch Doctor Ogre Magi, a double stun comp, not as potent, I would say, as Vengeful Spirit Ogre Magi, but it does offer you quite a bit of tankiness. Ogre Magi with so much armor is going to get a lot of benefit off of the heal of Witch Doctor, and they could pick up some pretty tanky heroes or some pretty weak heroes and then suddenly make them very tanky with this Witch Doctor heal.
Ogre, like I said, is so tanky, and Witch Doctor gonna help it out even further. And I like the opening from Lions. I do hope that they're gonna get some kind of AoE crowd control as well, just to make sure that the death ward can actually be of use. But Moscow 5, unless they start picking up either like more silences or lockdown, this Witch Doctor might just have a field day with his death ward anyway. So Moscow 5, this time around, heroes like the Centaur, Tyrant, they're still available if they want to pick them up. Whether they will want to is another matter, but having a Razor, most likely their mid laner, still need a safe laner, so they could go for a Luna again if they wanted to. Of course, without a Vengeful and Ogre Magi to just boost her up, she might not be as strong, but Vengeful will be the pick anyway.
Ooh, Vengeful Razor Skywrath Mage. I think I know where this is going for Moscow 5, but we're going to wait on that and see if it actually does come to fruition. The Centaur is still in the pool, and really for either side, it would be just such a huge pickup for them. Although with Lions having the Witch Doctor, maybe they're going to be a little bit more inclined to pick up someone like a Tidehunter to set up partially for a Death Ward. Either way, Lions would benefit from taking either of those heroes, as they do combo very well with the Witch Doctor in both their ultimates as well as the Voodoo Restoration. But M5, they have themselves the makings of an extremely aggressive lineup. They don't really have much pushing just yet, but I think they're going to have a lot of damage with the fourth pick, as it should be a Drow Ranger.
It might be, we'll see, as Lions. Centaur is pretty much always a solid offlaner to have. Hopefully they're not going to go for too many just strength, or not strength, but melee heroes to follow for Lions. Otherwise, just Moscow 5 might be able to pick up a hero that can completely punish that. But man, Moscow 5, will they really go for that hero?
It is awfully bold. I usually think picking it up fifth is the best. If you're not going to pick it up fifth, then you probably shouldn't pick it up at all, because you just want to hide your lineup as best you can. Oh, it's gonna be a Faceless Void. I guess you can't really go wrong with this either. They have the best, one of the best counters to Faceless Void on their own team. Scarith Mage is great with the hero, and it's pretty decent. It's not as aggressive as I really would have expected from Moscow 5.
I would have expected a little bit more as well, but I guess they can go kind of a standardized style if they need to. Although Vengeful Spirit and Scarif Mage, they can still go definitely roaming around early, as can the Witch Doctor and Ogre, but Lions, oh, they're going for the Naga. Just a boss kill, man.
Hmm. Yeah, Naga is going to be one of the best counters to Faceless Void, aside from the Vengeful Spirit. You could shut everything down once the Chronosphere goes up, and hopefully try to position your Centaur and your Ogre Magi and your Witch Doctor in order to get some good positioning for their ultimates, or I guess not ultimates, they're just their skills in general. This is a hero that can be very easily punished by Moscow 5 if they do turn up the aggression. It's definitely not too late for a Drow Ranger pick. It'll mean that they're going to have to either take it aggressive or Faceless Void is going to have to be going to the off lane. But if Moscow 5 play their trademark aggression, then Naga Siren, even though she has her song, is not a good hero up against that. She just needs space, and she needs her relic. If she's going to be played as core, which I expect she will be.
With the lineup that they have so far, I would expect so as well, unless they want to run like Core Ogre or Witch Doctor. It's not unheard of, and I have seen both of them as core roles a couple of times. Maybe even only one, to be honest, but it can be done. Ogre, of course, maybe a little bit too RNG based for that. In any case, Naga Siren, like I said, needs a lot of space anyway for the first 25-30 minutes usually. Then, when she has like Radiance, Manta Style, plus maybe one extra item, Heart of Tarask or something like that, she's probably ready to fight, but it may take so long. At least Moscow 5, they don't have as aggressive of a lineup. At least not yet. Is there a fifth hero that Moscow 5 could go for that suddenly is like, yeah, we're just going to wreck every fight early anyway?
It's probably going to be something along the lines of Tidehunter, I want to say. Just getting someone who could hold down their lane and very aggressively gank around, or a Beastmaster would also kind of do the same thing. Yeah, I think Clinks would also be around those lines. Timbersaw, any of these heroes that don't really excel great in the late game, but really could just do a lot of damage early on, or it's going to be an Ember Spirit. So it looks like Moscow 5, they're not going to be pressuring Lions that much. They're going to be willing to take it late, because I would say right now Moscow 5 have a better late game lineup, actually.
They do have a better late game, but I have seen similar lineups just face each other, and Naga Siren, if given enough space, yes, Moscow 5, they're probably going to have enough late game to deal with a Naga if it comes down to a fight, but that's the biggest issue. Naga Siren, if played correctly, it doesn't come to a fight, and Moscow 5 might not be able to leave their base, but of course, not every game will go like that. The one that comes to mind, I think it was Alliance versus Cloud9, which went for like 75 plus minutes, and then there were server issues, and they, I think, agreed that it's 1-1 and went to the third game or something, but I just hope that Moscow 5 won't fall into that trap that just give away too much space for Naga Siren, relying just on their cores for the late game, and then getting just split pushed to death.
As powerful as a Faceless Void Ember Razor are in the late game, it's hard to top a late game Siren. And since they know now that since Lions now know that the Moscow 5 side is rather light in the early game pressure, they might want to pick up another core who's rather heavy. A mid lane hero who could scale up into the late game. Off the top of my head, I don't know, maybe something like a Templar Assassin would be an okay way to go. Maybe not the best versus Ember Spirit, but a hero along those lines in order to get another core. Just because Naga Siren, she's very powerful, but there's a lot of lockdown in Moscow 5. There's a lot of ganking potential, a lot of pick-off potential. So you don't really want to put all your eggs into the Naga Siren basket in this game. You want to spread out the power. And, well, versus Ember Spirit, who's expected to go in the mid lane, although could be Razor, potentially. There aren't really many heroes that are great in that situation. Or you just pick up the puck. I guess you can never really go wrong with a puck. Moscow 5 do have quite a bit of lockdown, though, so this puck might be in a little bit of trouble early on.
At least it's something to maybe buy enough space, since if Centaur gets that fast enough link there together with that puck, they should be able to create enough space for the Naga Siren, to be honest, because Centaur, Puck, Ogre, and Witch Doctor, they should be enough to just take fights. And they're gonna have the Dream Coil now to maybe hold people in place for that Death Ward. Quicks might even go for the Aghanim Scepter. It's becoming more and more of a popular item on the pucks, at least the ones I have seen. So it's a possibility for Lions just Dream Coil into Death Ward.
Yeah, and this is going to be just a huge space made kind of team comp for Lions, in that Era late game is going to be the only relevant hero, or the only truly relevant hero for Lions. Whereas Moscow 5, as long as they get kind of balanced amounts of farm on all the heroes, they should be okay at dealing with this. They have to make sure to apply pressure to the Naga Siren, but really they don't have to completely shut her down, as they will have tools to fight her later on. But each team is going into their lanes, and we're going to be seeing who's going to be playing what for either side. On the Lion side, we got MyNuts playing the Witch Doctor support down bottom. He's going to be supporting Era's Naga Siren, and Key's Ogre Magi is also going to be supporting her. Quick is going to be playing the mid lane Puck, and up towards top we got Jonas on the Centaur Warrunner.
And for Moscow 5, Vigos will be playing the Razor, most likely to head towards the mid lane, as Blow Your Brain on the Ember Spirit, leaving Kingar to support on the Vengeful, not the Vengeful, the Skyref. PGG taking up the Vengeful Spirit instead, with Arsart playing the Faceless Void off lane. I would have expected Kingar to play the Vengeful just because he played such a sick Vengeful in the last game, but PGG, can he do it better?
We'll see. I remember yesterday PG getting some pretty questionable swaps to save his own skin that ended up killing off a couple of his allies. I think it was actually just Vengeful Spirit, Scarith Mage. It was very late in the game, and Vengeful Spirit was in danger, so she swapped in the Scarith Mage, and the Scarith Mage died instead of her. So, I don't know. Maybe they're just more comfortable with these heroes. But yeah, I think Kingar's Vengeful Spirit was powerful enough to say, okay, you just take the hero again, and Scarith Mage is really not a hard hero to play.
So, speaking of Scarlet Mage, Kingar is just being a nuisance against Puck. Quick though, he went for his straight up phase shift. So Arcane Bolts won't do all that much. Key comes in as well on the Ogre. So, dual mid lane man, legit.
Yo, Ogre really wants Kingar's blood. He's going to cancel the regen rune. This is an Ogre with brown boots and ignite. Kingar might actually be going down here. Like, he is technically slower than the Ogre. If Ogre lands another ignite and just walks Kingar down, this might actually be a kill solo for the Ogre, although PGG is rotating in. Suddenly, Key bit off more than he could chew. Magic Missile is available, but he's holding on to it. There's a Magic Missile finally onto Key. Gonna give Kingar a little bit of space. Key really wants this kill, but he's not gonna get it. That's gonna be first blood drawn by Kingar. If the Centaur was there and if he had a non-return skill, then he could have definitely secured first blood for his team.
I would have expected PGG Ogre to go for something like that. Lions though, oh, it was just such a greedy decision as well. It was so obvious you're running into a tri-lane. Like, did he think Vengeful Spirit is just off somewhere else completely? I'm not too sure what he was thinking. He just got tunnel vision and the worst kind, just giving away first blood.
Yeah, I mean, you have 6 armor, you're an Ogre, you're like, okay, I could pretty much take on the world at this point. But when you're taking that much sustained right-click damage, like, it wasn't exactly the hugest of bursts because these are all level 1 heroes, but sustained right-click damage and Ogre Magi is going to fall eventually. You're tanky, you're not invulnerable. And unfortunately, the Centaur got returned level 1 for whatever reason. I really don't understand why Centaurs do this. I feel like it just doesn't do anything for you. You could probably take the Stomp and you won't get that additional amount of counter-harassment, but they're not really going to notice the counter-harassment anyway. So Jonas Fan not even being in the area wouldn't make that really relevant anyway.
Well, he's level 2 now, almost level 3 even, so actually 2.5 minutes in. He's getting a lot done considering he's up against the tri-lane. PGG and I guess Kingar, they were occupied getting the first blood onto Ogre, so giving some more space to Jonas Fan. Of course the side pulls, a little bit lucky with the timings as well maybe, and just nicely done by the Centaur so far.
Yeah, he's going to mess with PGG quite a bit, and he's getting a lot of experience from these camps as well. PGG actually dropping very low. Doesn't have enough for a Magic Missile. Is he faster? No, Centaur's boots. PGG. Is this going to be the second time where Lions chase too aggressively? Because, oh, actually, Key's here with the Ignite. This should be a kill for Lions as they do land the Stomp. Don't need a double edge. Just right-click him down. Right-click him. There we go. But here comes the Ember Spirit. Going to land some chains to the Centaur, and he's going to get brought down by the shield. He's going to burn, and he's going to go down. Key, he wants King R. Maybe a little bit of revenge from last time, but King R this time has boots. You're not going to catch up to that hero. Now the concussive shot, Key is just getting kited around. This guy really has to calm down, Key. Like, I don't think he played this way last game, but this game he just seems to have a death wish.
Oh, this is just too funny to be honest. Horrible trade in the end for Lions, and Vengeful Spirit, he was pretty damn close to having that Magic Missile mana as well. The Clarity just couldn't have it on long enough. And the Satyr Hellblast, Satyr Hellcaller, whatever it's called, Tormentor, with his Shockwave, brought the Vengeful even lower, and without that I don't think Jonathan would have even gone for the chase, but oh god, they're going again. PGG, minus armor comes out, Magic Missile is waiting for it, Hoofstomp, not there yet for the Centaur. There's the Magic Missile, they should get the kill, or no, not enough mana for the Searing Chain, he needs 5 more mana. Nice dodge of the Hoofstomp. There's the concussive shot and easy kill, easy.
You know, even though Vengeful Spirit, Scarith Mage are
Oh,
pretty nice.
Arzart!
Oh, wait, Arzart
Oh.
gonna win a duel with my nuts. 20 HP survival, all calculated, I'm sure. Oh my god. This game is being played a lot more aggressively from Lions than I thought. However, rotation onto PGG like this with the puck, that's something that they can get away with, and they will. Vengeful Spirit goes down. King R is going to make his way out, but this top lane, the Centaur just really has to calm down. Like, he's not going... This is not a good lane for Centaur. Like, up against the Vengeful and Scarith, it's not a good lane for anyone, really. Centaur is no exception to that rule, and Ember Spirit, as far as heroes that can contribute early on with a little bit of support help, he's near the top just because Searing Chains is actually a pretty nice skill for locking down heroes plus doing damage, and Flame Guard is a fantastic damaging skill early on if they can't peel you off. So Jonas has got to be a little bit more cautious in this game.
Well, what's rather surprising to me is that because he is completely dominating the mid lane, it's not like there have been a lot of rotations. Yes, the Skydive appeared early on, but that was about it. Quicks, he's 10-3 compared to a 22-18 Vigos.
This could be, yeah, a little bit of an interesting situation as far as that is concerned. Yeah, Vigos, the Razors kind of expected to win this lane, but Quicks shouldn't be losing it this hard. The rotation up to the top lane is certainly going to help, but Razor right now has this lane completely on lockdown, and I sure hope Moscow 5 are going to be going for a mech on this Razor. I don't think there's anyone else who's going to be able to hold it better, so that'll certainly help them apply this pressure to the Naga Siren, who so far has been the winner of this early stage. Arzarp did get a kill, dueling up with my nuts in the river area, but not actually applying any pressure to the Siren, and that's really the only big problem here for Moscow 5.
It definitely is, although there's still plenty of time for them to just try to go for some aggression on the Naga, because if you can get the kills before he gets that Sacred Relic, it's all fine, because he's gonna lose a lot of gold when he's up to like 3k or something. So there's still a solid 5 or so minutes for them to go. If only King R had some more XP. He's only level 3, not the best for Skydive Mage. Otherwise, if he would get like a maybe 8-9 minute level 6 with Faceless Void being level 6 as well, even kills on Naga Siren would be pretty easy.
Oh, it's so easy for so much of the game also. Like, Naga Siren's going to be wanting to go for Radiance in this game, almost assuredly. So that means she's not going to have a lot of HP, which means Mystic Flare is going to completely destroy her. Once that level comes up from Scarith Mage, the aggressive capabilities of Moscow 5 just skyrockets, especially if Vengeful Spirit is keeping pace with the Scarith Mage. She should be at around the same level. Should be able to set up for the Scarith Mage just by herself. They don't even need a Chronosphere. As good as that combo is, sometimes it's just not necessary. So with the 5-2 kill advantage, the experience in gold, not really relevant in favor of anyone right now, but Moscow 5 just have all the right control in all the right places, and they're getting farm on more core heroes than Lions are.
It's just so important, although Vigos might be in trouble. Quicks, he has the Dream Coil, he's gonna go for it as well. Will the Hoofstomp follow? Vigos doesn't want to break the coil, he's gonna get Fire Blasted, Hoofstomp to follow, Illusion Orb, Double Edge, just nowhere to run. Really nice, just invis initiation from Quicks.
And those are the type of things that you have to do if your puck is falling behind. He could still contribute no matter what, because it's just by the nature of the hero. So if you rotate a couple stuns and you're going to be golden. They're going to go on the bottom lane. Arzar taking quite a bit of damage. Although he has a time walk, he's going to be just fine. There's really nothing that Arzar could do about this without a little bit of support, and Moscow 5, they haven't rotated their supports really at all. I mean, they've been fighting enough on the top lane to make staying up here kind of worthwhile, but they should be moving eventually. Now they're going to move for the Centaur once again. Searing Chains is going to deny any sort of movement speed, and now the Magic Missile is going to come out. That's going to be death of the Centaur, burned down by the shield. That's Boyer Brain's third kill of the game. The Centaur is not going to be very relevant. Arzar in the meantime, oh, that could have been dangerous, but he drops the Chronosphere, just hitting level 6, and he will escape.
Well, they clutch escape there as well, and I think it's definitely worth popping a Chronosphere like that. Otherwise, though, you would have just given a kill away to Era. Maybe if Era didn't get the last hit, still some assist gold for the Naga. Not something you want to do, and Naga, he's up to 1.6k gold already, 52 last hits. Doesn't have any involvement in kills though, and I expect that to be the case for some pretty long while still.
Yeah, the Naga Siren is now going to be happy enough to start accruing gold for her relic, and that is going to come up at a pretty decent clip because, again, Moscow 5 have not touched this Naga Siren with anything. 0-0-0 right now. It's a matter of time before they do decide to do that, but these supports from Moscow 5, combined with the fact that Faceless Void doesn't have a Chronosphere any longer, means that they're going to really struggle in order to put pressure on this Siren. I mean, Vigos hasn't left the lane. Top lane has been very static. Moscow 5, they might be digging their own grave here because they are just not moving around.
Can they even though? I mean, Vigos, he's the one to go bottom lane. They want to stop the push. Of course, Plasma Field is going to help, but more TPs are coming, Era. He has the Song of the Siren. Can he get it off? Yes, he can, my nuts. Gonna TP out Era, just gonna run away. No TP on him, but I think this song is gonna last long enough. Concussive shot, maybe it lands, but there will be no follow. So they get the tower, they get the escape. Era gets the last hit as well. Just nicely done by Lajons.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Naga Siren right there. You can just sleep and run away and get yourself out of situations that will be otherwise impossible to escape from. They're going to go up on top lane. Quick's going to land a coil only onto PGG, but there should be a kill on the Vengeful Spirit. Double Edge will kill her off. In the meantime, Blow Your Brain really wants this tower, but I don't think he can pull a Naga Siren right now. He's going to get chain stunned, and he will be brought down. This tower is also going to be denied. Oh, man. Tried to replicate what the Naga Siren just did, but fell flat on his face.
I mean, for a second I thought he gave away 3-2 gold with his killing spree being ended, but 3-3, man, so close. My eyes deceived me. My eyes are constantly looking for the dream. But that was horrible for Moscow 5. Losing 2 heroes, having the tower denied, and just before they themselves got away with getting a tower down successfully. And now Era, oh never mind, it's Ember Spirit finishing the trums. Era up to 1.8k gold. So looking good for Lajons at the moment, as long as just Moscow 5 cannot apply enough pressure. And wow. Quicks, the Puck who was struggling so hard in the mid lane, he has the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, suddenly 4 assists out of nowhere, getting his lane ganked and then going around and ganking as well. Ira, oh, he's going to get time walked upon. There's a Chronosphere. Vigos, don't go in range of that, but starts dealing damage. There you go. Whip down the Naga Siren. She doesn't have a song. This should be a free kill for the Moscow 5 side, unless Key pulls a miracle right here. Stun onto Vigos, and Arzark doesn't actually have enough movement speed to keep up with Era. This is going to be the Naga Siren's escape. Ogre didn't really actually have to do anything. Naga Siren just is a very fast hero, and she's going to buy herself out, but now Minot's going to be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to take the bullet for the Naga Siren. I guess someone had to die in that bottom lane in the end, but hey, I would rather have my Witch Doctor die than my Naga, as up on top lane, Scarth Mage does TP out from under the puck. That's just going to be 1 kill for Moscow 5. Unfortunately, it's the kill on the wrong hero.
I still think Minots even needn't have died there. He ran into it himself, kind of. But like you said, rather the Witch Doctor than the Naga Siren. Huge escape from the Naga. Chronosphere, a little bit misplaced as well. Razor, he wasted like 1 or 2 seconds, or had to waste 1 or 2 seconds to get the perfect positioning for the right clicks as well as the static link. PGG, gonna get spotted out mid lane, of course, by the Observer Ward. And although Moscow 5, they started off pretty well, they've lost momentum heavily, and oh, we lose your orb, it's not gonna connect. Quicks doesn't have his Stream Coil, so PGG is gonna make it out. But I think for Lajons, everything is going rather according to plan, man. Even Chonason fan is only 300 gold short of his Blink now.
Yeah, and this Centaur has not had a great early game, and having a Blink Dagger, 14 minutes for a Centaur who got absolutely crushed is actually going to be really good, and he's going to have it a lot sooner than that, of course. So he's going to be able to apply some pressure along with the puck. Double Blink initiation is extremely deadly. Moscow 5 have a couple tools to deal with that. I mean, they have the swap from the Vengeful Spirit, they have Chronosphere and Time Walk to disengage, stuff like that. But still, they're going to be on the defensive now, and that just means that Era is going to get more and more time to farm. He's well on his way to his relic. 12 minutes in, having 2,400 gold with the items that he's purchased is perfectly reasonable for the Naga Siren. And still, Moscow 5, they have yet to kill off this Siren. And even if they kill her once, they have to kill her like twice before the slowdown of the relic is actually relevant.
And I'm not too sure if they're even gonna get the kills, because so far, they really haven't even positioned themselves that aggressively. Although Kingar, he's level 6 on the Skyraft. That's a huge part in their ability to just set up easy kills. But speaking of easy kills, Quicks and Key, they've smoked up. Unfortunately, no multicast possibility for Ogre. I don't think they even need it, to be honest, but would be a small help.
No, they're going to set up for Blow Your Brain. He does not have a Spirit backup. He does have a Regen rune, which might be relevant, although Ignite should cancel that one. Blow Your Brain. Oh, there's the vision, and there's the stun, and the silence. Blow Your Brain does have the shield up, though, so he should be able to get away. And he will. No coil being expended just yet, and that's going to be a clean escape from the Ember Spirit.
Key going in first there was a mistake. I think Quicks, he should have been the one to initiate with a quick just blink silence, just to make sure there's no Ember card. Whoa. They have to use the Stampede defensively, just to make sure Vigos doesn't steal too much damage and get the right clicks onto puck.
Oh man, Vigos build. It is going to be an Ogre club for him. That means once again we're going to be seeing, I think, no mechs in this entire game. I still think it's an item worth getting, even though it is a little bit more expensive. Heal on everyone is pretty nice. Oh, Era. He has a Song of the Siren. If he could see someone and then pop it, he'll be fine. But it looks like the Moscow 5 side don't know where he went.
Oh god, that was just way too lucky for Era. I mean, how the hell did he escape there? I mean, I guess he himself didn't even know that Moscow 5 was there. They're gonna go into Minats, but once again, it's Witch Doctor instead of wow, Siren. This TP I think was cancelled before the Chrono came out.
Yeah, got PGG, couldn't move anywhere, but hell, Minot's dying again is not a big problem. The Witch Doctor doesn't have anything, and Lions are perfectly okay with their Witch Doctor not having anything. As long as he gets level 4 Voodoo Restoration eventually, he will be able to just, provide a little bit more sustain for the rest of the team. And yeah, Naga Siren somehow dodging death constantly is only 300 away from a 15-minute relic, or 16-minute relic, let's say. That's an insane amount of farm for the Naga Siren. And the rest of the Lions, this time they're holding down the fort. Like, this is where they fell short last game, where Arrow was farming on the Anti-Mage, but the rest of the team was crumbling. This time they're doing very well. PGG's gonna get jumped on by Quicks, however, silencing the puck, Magic Missile to follow, Mystic Flare. That's something that we didn't see last game either. The Mystic Flare combo. Key is just body blocking them all. Don't move, Key, just block them, because they are in a corner. They're gonna get jumped on. PGG now is gonna get ground up. Double Edge is gonna kill him off. Ogre body blocks, man. Invisible ogres. That's terrifying.
That was so legit. Oh my god. Moscow 5, they must have realized that something Invis must be standing there, right? Because, oh god, that was just way too funny. But 6-9 now, Moscow 5, they have the kill lead. Looking at the graphs though, about the 2000 lead for them as well. XP, almost the same. So, not looking all that bad. Era, forced to pop his song with the Siren. Static Link still stealing the damage from Era, but he's gonna escape safely. It would have been a huge kill because Sacred Relic still not picked up, although he has enough gold for it. But Razor getting a solo kill onto Naga, it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yep, and now the courier is gonna fly up there and grab the relic for her, and that's gonna be once again the Naga Siren not getting pressured, and you hate to see this kind of thing happen. That being said, Moscow 5 do still have a team that can punish a Siren, even though she may have a lot of farm. Razor with Static Link, Ember Spirit with his ability to just cleave through everything, assuming he gets his Battle Fury up in time, which he is farming very well for, all things considered. So Bully Brain he's farming pretty much just as well as the Naga Siren. Though Moscow 5 are kind of putting themselves in a position where that could have been avoided.
I think so too as well, but I guess just it happens for some teams more often than others. But looking at Kingar on the Skyriff Mage, he has a double null talisman plus a robe of the Magi. Is he going for the Orchid build on the Skyriff? It's not going to be the fastest one since it doesn't have a crazy amount of farm, but I've seen Orchid Skyriff Mages before, and the potential of it is pretty great, especially up against, I mean, really any of the Heroes of Lions. I guess Ogre, Magi, and Centaur might be the last ones to silence, but if he gets it, it's going to be a good item for him, I think.
Yeah, it's possible that it's just going to be Power Treads, but I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be going for a more expensive item on a support Scarith Mage, then Rod of Atos is just better. Like, you already have a silence. You generally don't need two. And, well, it's going to be maybe not relevant because right now they're going to get, once again, My Nuts. This guy, like, I don't know what it is about this Witch Doctor, but M5, they freaking hate him, man. They freaking hate him.
Oh, God. Of course, he was just dewarding an enemy ward, so Moscow 5 knew exactly what he was doing. So, he got the 50 gold before. So that's a good point, but really, why not? Second game in a row, just every single time. He is the one to die. But, like we've always talked about, more importantly, Naga Siren, he keeps on farming. Not gonna have the fastest Radiance, but like 18 to 19 minutes in, it's definitely gonna be fast enough, unless the Moscow 5 can stop him multiple times in a row, which I don't see happening. Oh, Stampede, the Blink. Remnant out though, Blower Brain had a Remnant ready and he got out.
Okay, so for the Scarith Mage, he has just completed Power Tread, so should be nothing weird. If anything, I would expect him to go now for the Rod of Atos. Getting that slow is so great with the Mystic Flare, but they take a tower, Moscow 5, and they're now starting to apply a little bit of pressure here and there, but over towards top lane, there's where the pressure's really going to flow. Multicast ×2, Double Edge to kill off the Ember Spirit. Where's your Fire Remnants now? They're not going to help you at all in this case, and that's going to be possibly a tower trade in the end. They finally get a kill on the Ember Spirit, he has died one time already. So he's not farming as fast as the Naga Siren. Really, you can't expect your Ember to be. But he's still getting quite a bit. And Lions, as opposed to Moscow 5, are applying pressure to that Ember.
To be honest, I think I have to say I do not like the power trades on Skyriff Mage. Just purely because he would have been the only one on their team to go for Arcane Boots. And now they have no Arcane Boot, no mech, no nothing. Even if they win the fight, they're gonna have to win it just extremely decisively to be able to actually get objectives after that. They don't have the fastest push by any means, as they're gonna lose PGG again.
Oh, yeah, he does go down in a hurry. Quicks is going to run off to the side. However, he does get chained up and then Mystic Flare. That's a 1-for-1 that M5 are more than capable of making. Now, once again, it's going to be Minuts to take a drop as he does man a one-man Chronosphere. Arzart, once again, has it out for the Witch Doctor. That's 2-for-1 in favor of Moscow 5. And they're going to get a tower as well. Naga Siren not being a part of that, but now she has Radiance. This is going to, of course, just help her get her next item. Generally is boosted travel, so she's not online yet. But Lions, I mean, this is about the stage of the game where you expect to fall behind because you're playing 4v5, but they're not falling behind enough, I would say, to really be in a compromising position. Moscow 5, they're playing decently enough to counter this, or they're playing decently enough to apply pressure, but Lions, they are going to just stay the course, and I think they should be fine.
I think so too as well, but of course Moscow 5, all 3 of their cores do have pretty good farm. I mean, Arzart on the Faceless Void is the only one who is below the Naga Siren for the time being. Of course, Naga Siren with the Radiance is going to just get farmed that much faster than anybody else on Moscow 5, or at least that should be the case most of the times. But Moscow 5, can they, for example, go for Roche? I mean, they will have the minus armor of the Vengeful, of course. I think they should be able to do it, and rather safely so, although Centaur stomping, Roche Pit, Stream Coil to follow, Naga Siren just Song, Steal Aegis or something. It's going to be scary, but oh, PGG again! PGG is Moscow 5's Minuts, man.
Yeah, there has to be one on every team, and we know who they are in this game. Centaur War Runners are going to be off to the side. He does not get the blink out. Arzart does not have enough cooldown or mana for a Chronosphere, so I guess it's kind of a pointless time walk there, but he does force out the Stampede. Going for Roshan for Moscow 5 is possible, but it's just so dangerous. Against Naga Siren, just that is going to be dangerous enough. Vigos is going to get jumped now. Multicast ×2 is going to blow up the Razor. He's not going to be able to use his BKB there. Now King R, he's going to turn around for Quicks, but do quite a bit of damage, but he's completely surrounded. He's going to get ignited up, and Quicks is going to survive. Now healed up by the Witch Doctor. That's a 2-for-0 for Lions on the bottom lane, and that's just more space bought for Era.
Oh, but Arzart comes in with a huge Chrono. The Death Ward is there to Arzart. He can't do enough. Quicks, nice Blink Silence, catches 3 heroes. Oh, the multicast again not to blow your brain. No stun to follow up though, Paralyzing Cast. Didn't get the bounces fast enough. PGG most likely will get chased down. Oh, the Courier as well. Oh, they have the Speed Burst. Jonathan Fan, try to dive, blow your brain. Sleight of Fist not going to be enough as Quicks. Blink, Illusory Herb. They get the kill, and it's going to be a team wipe. PGG, nowhere to run, TP on cooldown, and level 3 Voodoo Restoration keeps themselves healthy. Oh, because he comes in though. Now it's Lions who are trapped. He's going to go down. BKB even pop from Vigos. Not entirely necessary. He thought there are going to be more heroes, but all in all, still Lions. They definitely win that fight.
And I'm pretty sure that was just still a 4v5. Era did send an illusion in there, so there was a little bit of Radiance Burn. Might have been a Riptide somewhere, but he was mostly on the mid lane. He brought the tower down to half HP, and the rest of Lions, they're perfectly fine fighting 4v5 just because of the amount of initiation power and burst they have. Minuts, he was shut down so hard this game, like 5 deaths on him. Yet it doesn't really matter because Death Ward is just such a powerful skill. You drop the Chronosphere and the enemy has a Death Ward on the outer skirts of it. You can't actually sit there and hit people, especially since once you drop the Chronosphere, you're very quickly going to activate your Mask of Madness. That's a lot of damage that Faceless Void cannot take right now. So the Witch Doctor being such a huge factor in that last fight, and then after that Chronosphere, it was just cleanup for the Lions. So easy.
And with that, Era suddenly he is almost 1,500 ahead in net worth of the next highest one. Of course, even the Centaur and Puck have surpassed the Faceless Void now, and look at the graphs. What used to be 4,000 slightly above net worth lead is zeroed out completely. XP from 4,000 to 1,000 in Lion's favor. And that's going to be boost of travels picked up on Era's Naga Siren. If he wants to, he can actually join fights. If not for anything else, then maybe just TP in Song of Siren just to make sure your teammates escape. But with a Blink on Puck, Centaur as well, and Centaur has a Crimson Guard now on top of everything. They are just so ready to take fights, whereas Moscow 5, really their only huge teamfight spell is going to be the Chrono.
And if they catch Chrono on Naga Siren or Puck or someone relevant like that, then it should be a one fight for Moscow 5, but really the Razor has BKB, used his first and I believe second charge to not really get that much done. The Chronospheres have been pretty decent, but again, as long as you don't catch the Witch Doctor, then you're going to be in trouble, and you always have the danger of a Song of the Siren counter for your Chronosphere, which you haven't seen just yet, as Era has been avoiding the fights, but it is still a worry later on for Moscow 5, so they have still a lot of tools to deal with the situation that they're in, but they're just falling more and more behind. I mean, they're only 1 kill behind, and technically the gold is just slightly in favor of Lions, but the farm is all on the right hero. It's all on Era, and Quicks actually might be in a little trouble. He's going to throw the Razor up into the air, and, well, never mind, he's going to be just fine.
Yule Scepter is just such a good item pickup at the moment. First of all, silence from the Sky of Mage, which usually would have been the biggest worry for Puck. Just use yourself out of it. Silence Mystic Flare won't do anything or shouldn't do anything to you. Moscow 5 though, they got the tier 2. Naga Siren was too slow with her own push. He's probably going to get the tier 2 now though, since Moscow 5 are going for Roshan instead of defending. But I think Moscow 5 making the right decision here. Just go for objectives and force the issue before Naga Siren becomes a huge problem.
Yeah, and go for Roshan when you know that Naga Siren is on the top lane. Song of the Siren is the worst threat in the Roshan pit, and when you know it's not going to be a threat, then you should take what you can. Aegis on the Ember Spirit is going to mean that he's always in the fights. He has a potential for a buyback TP in and continues to be relevant if the fight does happen in that area.
Oh
no,
my nuts, no!
Let it not be so. Oh my god, he's going to live. Hallelujah, he lives.
The gods heard your prayer, man.
He's the chosen one.
Oh, thank God he made it out, and nice just backing into the trees and knowing that the searing change was already used, going for the TP out. He might have tried to go for the TP anyway since he tried to choke it into the trees. But oh, Era, can they get the kill? Song of the Siren, and yeah, no kill, no nothing.
Well, actually, Vigas has his BKB up, but this is going to be like the third BKB use that actually does nothing. However, Chronosphere is coming. Era might be in a little bit of trouble. Minus there with the Death Ward. This time it's not going to be enough, as he's actually not going to get chained up. Naga Siren going down is definitely not a great thing for Lions, but at this point she was holding on to very low amounts of gold, so she didn't lose that much. It's mostly the lack of farming time that's going to be hurting her. It's a little bit too late to get kills in the Naga Siren, and it's also a little bit too early. Like, if Naga Siren was the most dominant hero on the map, then getting a kill would open up the door for Moscow 5. But Lions, they've shown that they could fight 4v5, so M5 can't even get anything done off of this Naga Siren kill.
Oh, multicast from Key and PGG. Are they going to keep on man fighting? PG just goes for a ward, multicast on Key, he goes for the Bloodlust, he wants the kill, one more Fire Blast is gonna do the job as Quicks, gets the kill onto Vigos, so huge, one more right click PG, oh man, Key, can he chase him down, come on, one smack, oh no, he needed 2 smacks, but you will Scepter onto Ember Spirit, they TP out, and well, they still get the 1 kill onto the Razor.
Yeah, he just got jumped by everyone. Now King R's in a little bit of trouble as well. Quicks is the one to get silenced, Dual Scepter already used. That's going to be a mega kill being given to the Skywrath Mage. Era a little bit too far away to help out. Yeah, the Razor did go down in exchange for the puck. Ultimately relatively even. Assuming Boiler Brain doesn't kill off Era again, this could be pretty bad. Boiler Brain is hot in pursuit, going to land some chains, but he doesn't have any follow-up. In fact, he's just going to book it right now, as he does have a Skywrath Mage incoming, but there is an invisible Witch Doctor here. I don't know how relevant that's going to be, but he is at the very least spotting everything out. Era's not going to die, and he's just going to take this time to farm up more. Again, these trades are benefiting Lions in that their Naga Siren is just getting more and more farm.
Well, at the release, the Ember Spirit is farming up reasonably well, as is the Razor. So when it really goes to late game, they're going to have a couple of cores to try to deal with the Naga, but Naga, he's getting still, I think, a little bit too much done as Centaur gets another kill onto PGG. Man, this Centaur is pretty damn stacked as well. He's almost caught up to the Razor in farm.
737, you would expect a hero to be, with that score, to be this farmed. I don't really know what you go for next as the Centaur. Might just be Heart, might just be a huge armor item for the team. Either way, he's going to bulk up, seriously bulk up. So it's going to be very difficult for Moscow 5 to both kill off the Naga Siren once she picks up her Heart, which should be next after Manta Style, and the Ogre, both very tanky heroes, especially when you have Voodoo Restoration on top of that. So as long as the Centaur just keeps playing the way he is, then he's going to be a large driving force, and he's just going to be stronger and stronger, so that Moscow 5 are going to be unable to take the 5v4 fights. Chronosphere onto the Centaur. He's going to eat a Mystic Flare as well. Is he even going to die? Yeah, if not for the Mystic Flare, they would not have gotten the kill, but, I mean, that's the combo. The Chronosphere Mystic Flare is going to kill off pretty much any hero, guaranteed.
Well, that was a mega kill streak ended as well, so Fizzvoid getting a pretty hefty sum of gold from that. And overall, there have been so many just mega kill streaks and killing sprees in this game already somehow. Even the Skyriff Mage, I think, had it previously. He's 6, 1, and 5 as well. But now, with that kill, Fizzvoid has his own BKB, so they're going to have double BKB. Vigos, of course, down to 7 seconds already, but there's even an Aghanim Intercept on the Razor. Can they now properly push from this? Of course, this lane, not the best idea to push since the tier 2 is down anyway. But should they, or can they feel comfortable enough to actually go and push S5?
I don't think either side wants to push at all. Like, they're poking and prodding for kills. Unless they get a really nice, like, 2 or 3 kill, they're not going to be willing to push. Because, again, Lions are farming for Siren. Moscow 5 are farming for everyone else. Pushing just puts them in a situation where the enemy ultimates are going to have a chance to land. And that benefits no one. It seems like right now they're just happy with farming.
Because gonna run into Puck, but he knows he can't do anything. Puck, of course, has a gem now as well. I do believe he purchased it before he died the last time, and fortunately for him, the gem had not been delivered to him quite yet. Otherwise, we would have lost the gem, which would have been pretty huge. But Jonathan fan, he went for a 4-step on the center, so more mobility is never going to be a bad thing. Minots has power trace plus double bracer, so just tanking up on the Witch Doctor. But Naga Siren Man, he's just getting gold net worth so much faster than any of the other cores.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have Radiance and Illusions to spread that Radiance burn off, or spread it out and, you know, cover more area with it. The rest of Lions, they are smoked up and, well, actually no, just Minots and Key. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do right now, but whatever they're trying to do, it's not going to work. Regardless, they're both sides just kind of chilling on their side of the map. I think M5, yeah, they should be the ones to pull the trigger first. As with Chronosphere, you want to be using it whenever you have it available. So they're going to now make a push up onto the top lane. Lions, can they get anything in exchange? Bottom lane is being pushed, mid lane is being pushed as well. Maybe they make a tier 2 for tier 2 right now.
It sure looks like it at the moment. Of course, because if you build an Aghanis Filter on the Razor, you would usually want to push at least somewhat. The ultimate isn't all that long of a cooldown anyway. So they're going to get the tier 2. Can Lions get the counter though? I think Lions, they're definitely just hoping for somebody to TP in or Moscow 5. Do they keep going? Never mind, the TPs are already coming back, I think. Never mind, just the pings.
Cancelled. Yeah, the Vasis Void, or I don't know who. Someone canceled their TP. I think it was Eventual Spirit. No, someone else canceled their TP in the middle lane. That definitely happened. And Ira's split pushing top mid at the exact same time the rest of the team is pushing down bottom. Blow Your Brain might be jumped as Puck is perched up on the high ground. Has perfect vision of everything. Blow Your Brain might be stomped up right now if Jonas really wants in. Stampede is there. Hoof Stomp as well. Silence and the Fire Blast. There goes Blow Your Brain. That's such an easy kill for these stunners and silencers of the Lion side. And, well, they are going to take this tier 2 tower after all, unless Moscow 5 mobilize everyone down there. And if they do, then mid and top are going to be pressured continuously by Ira. So right now, Moscow 5 are in a no-win situation because for some reason, King R and Arzart are still on the top lane doing absolutely nothing.
Well, one of them must have been the one to cancel the TP. At the moment, it's of course already off cooldown if they really want to go back. But Arzart, I don't know what is waiting for. I really don't. They were waiting for or hoping for somebody to come, I guess. Chronosphere Mystic Flare them down because that would work on really anybody at the moment, I think. They even got the Centaur down previously, who has a Crimson Guard, so they definitely have enough burst era. Is he gonna get caught in the enemy jungle here? Oh, he's gonna just run straight into King R.
Arzart gonna jump forward. Chronosphere and Ira walks right into it. Oh man, yeah, you need like 2 Hearts of Trask if you're gonna be surviving that, and I don't think those are going to be on the docket for Naga Siren. Regardless, she is still farming very well. She lost quite a bit of gold from that. Yeah, minus 400 is never really a good situation, but 400 is just a drop in the bucket of her 4,000 gold pool. So Naga Siren at this point is going to be a more and more important kill for Moscow 5. And I mean, that's not to say she was always not an important kill, but right now, if Moscow 5 get a kill on the Naga Siren, they could actually make something happen, whereas before they couldn't. So, yeah, they are not going to make anything happen right now, although they might be trying to. It's just going to be so hard with the rest of Moscow, or with the rest of Lions just split pushing everywhere.
At least it's not Naga split pushing 2 lanes at the same time, and I think they're more than fine of giving away their own tier 2 if they get the last tier 2 themselves in return. Just because Moscow 5, I think they need to make sure that the tier 3s will be open for them. If they finally win a fight, that they can actually push into high ground immediately, not have to worry about some towers in between as well. Jonathan Fando, he has to stampede, wants to set up for something. Blow Your Brain gonna scout him out. I don't think Blow Your Brain can go for the kill. Yeah, he's just gonna Searing Chains and back off.
But still, Vegas put a lot of damage onto the mid lane tower, and I like the point that you made. Against Naga Siren, every single time you manage to get her killed, you're going to want to capitalize on that as much as you can. And it's hard when there's tier 2 towers. It's going to slow you down by so much. Now that all the tier 2 towers are down, a kill on the Naga Siren opens the door for any set of Raxes. No matter what lane is close, no matter which lane is closest, you are going to be going for that high ground push. So it's a good move for Moscow 5. Obviously, it's going to be more gold for them for the short term, but they're just setting themselves up for a little bit later on. And still, they have an Ember Spirit who's farming very well. Crit and Battle Fury both, and almost a Daedalus on him, which I expect he's going to be going for. The Razor with the Plate Mail should be going for Assault Cuirass. I think I like that a little bit more on Razor. Then the Faceless Void with the Mjolnir complete on him. Like, Moscow 5, they're getting a lot of farm on more heroes than Lions, but can they find their openings? that's the real big question. Arzheart gonna get jumped upon by Hoof Stomp, 2x multicast with a Death Ward. Gonna get quite a few backtracks, but it's not gonna help out.
Poor guy just didn't even get a chance to pop his BKB. Nice pick up by Lions. Although I have to say that the Naga Siren, he was pulling out ahead rather fast before, but that one kill already slowed him down by so damn much somehow. He's only 3,000 ahead, and I'm not too sure if it's actually going to be enough. I think they can just split push for ages and ages still to come. Whether they will be able to actually break high ground with just ratting it out, I'm not too sure. Especially since Ember Spirit has the Crystallis Daedalus to be finished soon, has the recipe. So, oh, unless he's gonna get stunned. Well, the Paralyzing Cast bounce enough, the slow is there to silence. They get away from the Mystic Flare at least. But Ember makes it out, and that's what most important for Moscow 5.
I don't really know why Minot's held on to the Maledict there. I feel like if you're going to Maledict anyone, it's good to Maledict the Ember Spirit, generally a soft hero, but for whatever reason, they, I think, could have gotten the kill, but decided to let the Ember Spirit go free. They're going to now continue on with their strategy of split pushing everything and just choking Moscow 5 out of resources, so it's going to be more and more difficult for these heroes to get farm Moscow 5, but, you know, they have Mjolnir, they have Battle Fury. They could clear off these waves pretty quickly. This might just be a stalemate that is going to slightly benefit Lions, but just very slightly.
Oh, I have to agree that it might be a stalemate. Unfortunately for the viewers, maybe for a long time to come still. This definitely, with the lineups that they have, could go to a like 60 plus minute game. Unless they get the kill on Naga Siren, who has a Reaver, so he's he has 3.5k gold, but oh, they're gonna get quicks, I think. If he more right clicks the gem on the ground. PGG has a gem of his own, but 2 is always better than 1, man.
Yeah, so now you could look through both eyes and see True Sight. So if they're doubly invisible, you'll have double True Sight. And Roshan is now up. So pretty much perfect timing for Moscow 5. They will not have to worry about Song of the Siren because Naga is currently up on top. And pretty sure Arzheart can just do this by himself. But he's going to get a little bit of help from PGG and King R.
By the way, 2 is definitely better than 1. I'm not. How do you even call them in English? Like monocles, with only one eye, like
yeah,
like a binocular with one eye or something. If you have those for night vision, and you're looking for one eye, that one eye, it gets strained so much and starts to hurt so fast. So having double is better.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, man, Estonian army get to experience some stuff at least.
All right, well, I unfortunately have not had the experience, but yeah, I don't.
It's not worth the 8 months of your life, man. Oh, the stun not to be got huge.
Maledict before anything else is going to secure his demise, and yeah, that's going to be the end of the Razor, who is, you know, farming pretty well, but any sort of pick off is more space for Lions.
Razor lost quite a lot of gold there as well. 500 gold lost, lots of XP for Lions, and I mean, he had enough gold for the Hyperstone. He would have been so damn close to finishing up the AC. Now needs a little bit more. Like I said, Heart of Terrasconera as well. Even has enough gold for the Manta style, almost, but at this point, he almost certainly wants to save for buyback.
And at this point, Lions are going to start to look for objectives. Like, they've been split pushing a whole lot. They still haven't taken the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. I don't know how that tower is still alive, but it is. Naga Siren 6-slotted, as dangerous as she may be, is not going to increase vastly in power, whereas Moscow 5, they're still very far away from being 6-slotted. Arzheart is going to really go for the Witch Doctor again.
He even popped the PKB for it.
Charge as well. I mean, yeah, they got him, but it probably wasn't even worth it. But Moscow 5, they have a long ways away until they're 6-slotted and at full power with all their heroes. Whereas Lions, they're quickly approaching that.
But Moscow 5, I think them being 6-slotted is just way scarier. I mean, Naga Siren, yes, is pretty hard to deal with, just kill the illusions, find the right one and whatnot, but just the raw late game power for Moscow 5, the cores will be so much better. Jonathan Fandau, they want to go for the kill 4 step. Oh, Kingar, he gets away, double edge, not gonna be enough. Even if the Radiance burn, or actually will it? Riptide, it's still on cooldown for 2 more seconds. They're gonna kill off the illusion and Kingar escapes.
That was pretty greedy by the Centaur. He had Blink Dagger and Force Staff both, but he decided to try to Force Staff initiate, and I mean, the Scarith Mage also has a Force Staff, so that's not going to work. I don't know why he did that. He could have easily gotten the kill and gotten out, but instead he gets nothing, and maybe he just wants to scare the Scarith Mage, but I don't think it's worth sending a message in this game. Generally, it isn't.
Definitely if you're diving so far and actually risking your own life for it as well, and whoa, Centaur, he's up to another 4.1k gold. Everybody's getting a sick amount of gold. I mean, Puck, getting closer to his what I can only expect this to be a sheepstick with the ultimate orb. I think Centaur most actually whoa picked up a Mystic Staff. Is it a Shiva's card or are they going double sheep?
Against Moscow 5's lineup, Shiva's Guard just has so much value. Like, there are 3 quote-unquote right clickers on their side that minus attack speed is going to be huge. The plus armor is going to be huge as well. So, as good as Sheepstick is, it is going to be a Shiva's Guard. Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to have the big auras on your side. And Centaur with this much gold is going to be picking one up for this team. Moscow 5 having Assault Cuirass, another item that Lions would want to pick up down the line, but I don't know if Centaur is going to get that much gold. Maybe if this game stays like this and we have just another 20 minutes of farming, he's going to get absolutely 6-slotted as well, but I don't know. At a certain point, it's armor overkill, I think. Era, is potentially in a lot of trouble. Song and... Oh, it's too late. And this time, Big Austin and Arzar are not going to let Era get away. They're going to kill off the Naga Siren, and they're going to push the mid lane. This might be forced buyback for the Naga, as top lane, Centaur can't really do that much just by himself. He's going to hop Crimson Guard to do literally nothing with it, but buyback is forced out. And now Lions, they're going to have to actually fight a full 5-on-5. There is no Chronosphere, nor is there much Eye of the Storm left. But I think Moscow 5 are going to feel comfortable doing this anyway. Assuming they could stop Naga Siren Illusions from running away and pulling off the creep wave to deny them the backdoor. Oh, it's going to be them retreating, actually. So it looks like Centaur is scary enough, and now Stampede is there. Coil, not going to be thrown. Instead, they all teleport out with the exception of Vengeful Spirit. They still have the Coil, but it's not going to land on anyone unless he goes blind at the high ground. Quicks. No, it's not going to do it. Oh, it's going to catch Blow Your Brain, actually, with the last-minute Eul Scepter. He does not have a Remnant to jump to. He's going to get netted to the floor and stunned up. That's going to be 2 kills for Lions, as Moscow 5 make a decent retreat, actually. Like, I expected that Coil to land on 3 heroes.
I expected the same. He just held on to it, though. Although I'm not too sure, I didn't check where the Ember Spirit started TPing to, but by the length of the TP duration, I think him as well as, I think it was Arsart, it felt like they tried to TP to the same place, to the same tower, not to the base, which means that the TPs will be delayed a little bit. A minor mistake is Arsart always going to pick up the Aghanim Scepter. No, he's not buying it up yet. Now he goes for it. So he's going to have the point booster key. Cannot initiate, or well, he could. Probably just won't get the kill. Plus the Aegis is there on Arsart anyway.
I think it was worth going for because the Centaur is right behind him, but he's instead going to wait this out, and well, Aegis actually would have timed out pretty much by the time they killed the Face Void. Maybe it would have been enough to get a respawn, but either way, it's now Aegis going to be reclaimed by Roshan, and Lions are going to once again go into this pattern that they have of just split pushing. It's going to be Naga Siren this time with a Diffusal Blade, but we saw how easy it was for Moscow 5 to kill off this hero. Lions, if they don't take Raxes soon, then they might be in quite a bit of trouble, I think.
Yeah, they definitely might be, especially since King R is up to 2.5k gold on a Sky of Mage, which means a Sheepstick in the making. I would expect at the very least. And like, everybody has so much gold. Puck, 3.1k gold, don't even know what it's gonna go for. Oh yeah, Sheepstick has the ultimate orb. But I think one of the more bigger item pickups that's gonna come out is Ogre Magi Aghanim Scepter in 170 gold.
Yeah, that's a huge leap of power for the Ogre, and it's a leap of power that it should have come a little bit earlier, I think, but going for Blink Dagger instead is, you know, it's going to be a nice decision for the Ogre Magi to make. Now he's always going to have a stun available, or, I mean, the stuns are going to be independent of his mana pool, let's say, so always going to flow with those unrefined Fire Blasts, and assuming he does get that, it's just more stun locking for the Ember Spirit, more stun locking for the Faceless Void. If you catch him with the Mask of Madness and with the multicast, with a double multicast, you could feasibly 100-0 the Faceless Void with an Ogre, and that is absolutely terrifying to think about. If you're Moscow 5, your supports, or your cores are not supposed to die to the enemy supports.
They're definitely not. It's just so bad if that happens. But looking at the graphs now as well, 41 minutes in, it's only a 2,000 net worth lead for Lions. Almost for the first time in the game. I mean, they've had small leads before as well, but not really too much above the 0 line anyway. XP still in the favor of Moscow 5, but only by about 4,000. So this late into the game, it's pretty much even, at least as far as the graphs are concerned. I still think Moscow 5 not having lost the Rex yet is quite fine for them, just because they've been able to kill Era quite a couple of times, slow him down a little bit. He does have Diffusal, he went for a straight off level 2 Diffusal as well. That just means he doesn't care that much about the charge usage and just wants the higher mana drain straight away. Although with them not fighting, I'm not too sure if it was even worth it going for the Diffusal over the Manta style, for example.
Well, I mean, I could understand going for the level 2 Diffusal. Let's just say that usually the later you get the defusal, the less you care about the purge charges. But because they are not fighting, Diffusal Blade doesn't actually do anything. Like, if they were planning on starting fights right now, then you want to have Diffusal, as that's one of the best items at increasing the damage of your illusions, because they get 35 agility. That's a ton of agility for your illusions. That all translates into straight damage. And of course, the mana break also, or feedback rather, also does increase their damage output. So if they are going to be fighting like right now, I can understand this, but I do think Mana Style is just better. More illusions means you're going to be applying steady pressure to more places around the map, and that's pretty much what Era wants to do. And if you get a Mana Style, then your next item is going to come that much faster. Although I don't really think items are of Era's top concern, as he's almost 6-slotted. Just needs a Mana Style, and then needs one more item, potentially a Butterfly for the Naga Siren. Then he's done. Then he is absolutely capped out, unless he wants to get like Courier Refresher Orb and get super cute with it. Moscow 5, they are still not 6-slotted yet, so unless Lions take Raxes or take the game within this Naga Siren 6 slots, then they're gonna slowly fall behind, despite the fact that their other heroes are getting gold. It's just not as useful.
At least Lions will or can always resort to just Rat Dota if they really need to, although it's not the best of battle plans really. If you're trying to delay things out, you're not playing for the win to just... Or maybe you're praying for the mistakes of Moscow 5 by that point. I definitely have to agree that they're gonna have to break high ground with the Naga Siren 6 slot before Moscow 5 reaches their own 6 slot phase. Unfortunately, because still disconnected, hopefully not gonna be so for too damn long. But Moscow 5, they just have so much room for improvement still for their items. And they're scary already. They're just gonna get even scarier as time progresses.
Yeah, like Ember Spirit, he has the Daedalus completed with another 2,400 gold in the bank. I don't know if you go for another Daedalus here or another Battle Fury. Maybe up against Naga Siren, you just want to have more cleave, but no matter what he goes for, Ember Spirit is actually a pretty good counter versus Naga Siren, as you could very quickly, at the very least, determine which one's real, so the rest of your team can focus her down. At the very best, you're going to be killing off all her illusions, and that's not going to come for another 2 items. I think once he picks up maybe another Daedalus and then another one of whatever he wants to go for, he'll be able to do that. But yeah, Naga Siren illusions, as tanky as they are, probably aren't going to get that much tankier. So Moscow 5 are very quickly going to clear them out with what they have. I mean, especially if Razor goes for a Mjolnir or something like that. And in this game, I wouldn't mind that.
It definitely wouldn't be that bad, just clearing off the illusions as well as the creep waves overall. He has plenty of attack speed already, of course, having the AC, but I mean, more can never hurt. Especially since up against illusions, you're always gonna have just a source to static link or get the max static link pretty much, unless the illusion dies first. But it's one of the things that why Razor is so good against Naga, just damage steal from illusions.
All right, so we're going to get back into this game. Good to know that we are not going to spend all day in the grayscale screen. And, well, we're just going to continue on with this game, which is, quite honestly, going to be a little bit of a farm fest, a little bit boring, but that's fine because we're just going to wait for either team to pull the trigger or wait for either side to get 6 slotted on a couple more of their heroes. I don't really know if either side is going to be really willing to engage. Maybe Moscow 5 as they have a Chronosphere, but Arzart needs to catch someone with the Scarith Mage, and the way Lions are playing, they're pretty much all in blink range of one another.
The way this game started, it was just extremely aggressive, way more aggressive than game number 1 was, but it just slowed down by so much. Everybody's waiting for the next big items. Again, if Setper Key, he's gonna have enough gold for it now on the Ogre. I just hope that he's gonna always sequence the stuns right. You always have to go for the Refined Fire Blast as the last spell, just because it uses your current mana pool percentage.
Yeah, and it's usually pretty easy to sequence them just because you're used to casting the rest of your spells, and having this additional spell is going to be the last thing that crosses your mind. So, I mean, the game just kind of behaves in such a way that makes it a little bit easier for you. So, I don't think that's going to be an issue, although, honestly, I haven't seen that many Ogre Magi's pick up Aghanim Scepters. Usually the game ends before that, so don't really know if many players have issues with that, but hopefully it's not going to be a problem as, well, actually Moscow 5, they're going to push down the bottom lane. This could be a defense from Lions, or they could just race for Raxes. I think either way it's going to turn out okay for them. As Moscow 5, they don't really have to be pressured into doing anything. Maybe they feel the heat from the Naga Siren, but I think at the rate that they're clearing out Naga Siren illusions, they should be more or less okay. Top lane is going to drop a tower, which is pretty bad, as now Era and company, they're going to go for Raxes up top. This is something that's not going to be defended by Moscow 5. They had an Ember Spirit, but he traveled down to the bottom lane. this is going to be free Raxes. It might be a trade, but I don't think they can outpush this right now. It's going to be pretty fast, actually. They're going to lose top lane Moscow 5, and is this game really going to come down to a base trade? It's going to be top lane taken in its entirety, and they still have yet to crack bottom lane. They're going to instantly slide down bottom Lions, and Ira's going to try to work on that while the rest of his team is working on mid. This is going to be 2 racks at the very least, but no. Moscow 5, they're just going to go for the jugular. Tower now taking a lot of damage. The Eye of the Storm is very quickly running out of duration, though, so this is going to be a tier 4 tower claimed by Moscow 5. This might be another. Lions, they have to come back and defend this. They've only taken down 1 set of racks in its entirety. Now the Stampede is forward, but they get caught in the Chronosphere. At least one does. They're going to try to focus down Ira. Arzart taking quite a bit of damage due to that Death Ward, and Ira, he's going to pop the Song of the Siren, but still Arzart and Vigos, BKB it up, are going to be continuing to last hit. Or to right click rather, in this fight, as Blow Your Brain's going to get more and more Sleight of Fists out there. They're going to get coiled. Both King and Blow Your Brain and take quite a bit of damage. Vigos still in the back end is going to come through, but multicast number 1 from the Ogre Magi. The second stun is going to come through. Not going to kill off the Razor, but he will go down in the end. That's 4 down, 5 down for Moscow 5. They lose 1 set of Raxes. Actually an even Rax trade for the most part. Moscow 5, they're now going to be forced to buybacks though, to use their buybacks though, because Lions, they're going to crack back in the mid lane, and this should complete the melee set of Raxes at the very least if Moscow 5 don't buy back with everyone.
That was such a huge loss for Moscow 5. Of course, they started way later with their own push as well. The Glyph delaying it even further. Thank God that Lions didn't get the melee racks in the mid lane, otherwise it would have been just completely a disaster. Although, having said that, they didn't even destroy the range per X bottom lane themselves. And the fight, the Chronosphere, if only the Chronosphere had landed on Era as well. Era just barely got out of it fast enough. With the kill onto Naga Siren, they might have been able to do it, or at least force Naga to buy back, but now they're just up. Oh, they're going on Arsart. The swap is there, PG. He's gonna save Arsart for the time being. Can they counter initiate? They have the Aghanim. Oh no. Song of the Siren, just as Arsart wanted to go for the ultimate.
That's buyback from the Razor as well. So as far as timings to retreat, it doesn't get much better than that. As soon as the enemy buys back and tries to teleport right into the fight, you disengage, and then suddenly Vigos is stuck in an awkward position where his buyback can't really accomplish anything. They did not take down the melee racks in the middle lane, but still top lane's in full breach for Lions, and they did take down a tier 3 tower on bottom. I did not expect this game to come to such a stage right after that pause, but hell, we got here, and I'm pretty happy about it. Era, he is very close to being completely 6-slotted. He has his butterfly pretty much whenever he wants to buy it out, unless he wants to save for buyback. Did he buy back in the last fight?
Oh,
yes,
he didn't. Oh.
No, he didn't. That was the previous buyback. So he's going to complete his butterfly up, and now Naga Siren is the most scary hero on the map, bar none. Although, no, he still doesn't have his Manta style, so still has room to grow.
Graphs. This is one fight, bam, 10k net worth lead, 5k HP as well. It's still not a really big deal, to be honest, but just net worth as well. Suddenly 27,000 on Era, butterfly finished, 17,000, well, almost 18, but Razor, they're struggling quite heavily to just deal with the illusions, to be honest, even.
Yeah, I mean, they could bash them down with Face's Void, throw a magic missile at them. Assuming there's only one illusion there, they should be more or less okay to do so. I think this is about time where Moscow 5 should pick up Boots of Travels on their Ember Spirit. He's the best at clearing out the creep waves, plus killing off the Naga Siren illusions in the process. And if he's not in those fights, then you're not going to be taking them well. But no, Moscow 5, they're just going to go all in again. Last time it didn't work too well for them, but they have all their ultimates up again. They don't have any Roshan Aegis or anything like that. They're just going to go for it, man. They don't even give a shit. They're just going to go right down the mid lane and try to end the game.
Well, to be fair, Era, he's missing 60 gold from the buyback, which definitely isn't much by any means, especially if he can get the melee barracks, the last hit for himself. But Moscow 5, do they need to resort to this?
I don't think logic comes into this because they're just going for blood right now. They're going to finish up the bottom lane, and Era has retreated, so the split push is not going to be there. It's not going to be many trades. Now the Chronosphere is only going to land onto Key. The Mystic Flare is going to kill off the Ogre, but Quick's going to land a coil onto pretty much everyone. But PG's actually the only one to get hit by them because everyone else is sleeping. Now it's going to be Jonas to fall. He's jumping very low, and he's going to get Shivas before he dies, but he will in fact go down. Now buybacks from both the Ogre and the Centaur as Arzart in the front line is going to hit with double multicast twice. And he's going to get force stabbed, hexed up as well, but he's still surviving in this fight. Blow Your Brain can hit with the multicast as well. Now it's King R to be focused down. Double Edge is going to kill him off. Blow Your Brain is going to do a lot of damage with these Sleight of Fists, but he's going to be left behind by the rest of his team. Scarth Mage is going to buy back and start defending, but the rest of the heroes, I think they should be able to make it out. Vigos and Arzart are fast enough to disengage, but Moscow 5, yeah, I don't really know why they're just doing this. This seems really unnecessarily risky for them.
Well, the fight in theory wasn't all that bad, but just in the enemy base, it was almost positive that they're going to have buybacks anyway. No, they're going to get Arsart as well. Oh god, I think Arsart actually killed himself trying to go for the right click, and return killed him because he was so low anyway. Now Ember Pie's back as well. He's gonna have to Era, gonna get hexed up. Silenced as well. Mystic Flare though, not nearly enough with the Heart of Tarrasque on him. The swap back from PGG. No Song of the Siren quite yet. They're gonna bring him down. That's a huge kill. It's just so important for them to kill the Naga. Oh no.
The Naga Siren Illusions with their last dying breath kill off the melee Raxes. Again, it's not really the most relevant of things, but now Naga forced to buy back, or deciding to use buyback rather. That's going to be more relevant than the Rax is dropping. Now it's one Rax down until Lions are more or less in the clear. We see Travels being picked up by Razor, so he's going to be on defense and offense. I'd love to see it on the Ember Spirit, but he just bought back, so he can't afford it. Lions are going to split push top, mid, and bottom at the exact same time. In Moscow 5, they have 50 seconds where the Phases Void is dead. They can't defend, or they can't fight convincingly without a Chronosphere. It's just not going to happen. So they are now going to be hard-pressed for another 50 seconds to defend. And it's going to be more difficult given that Lions, by the time they do attack, are going to have both Aegis and Cheese.
Oh, Flower Brain, not gonna get my nuts. Oh no, never mind, he got it anyway. Gem on the ground. He drops his own TP scroll, Remnants out. So they got the gem. Gonna be able to at least get some kind of map control maybe out of this. Of course, my nuts dying, not really a huge deal. Even has buyback if it's really necessary, but in the meantime, Roshan is going on. Just with the three of them. They don't even need like any carries to take Roshan, just Centaur to tank it up. Oh, Remnant though, come on, go in, Blue Rain! You have to go now, Concussive Shot is there as well. He's gonna go in. Nope, never mind, just a sleight of fist. The timing would have been perfect, but of course, he doesn't have a BKB.
Oh, Vengeful Spirit just got killed by an illusion. That just happened. Like in her own base.
Oh wow. Oh man, it's just so sad to be a Vengeful, man. It's not like she's that squishy, having the power, stress, and strength plus double bracers. But just the illusions of Naga, they are way too beefy, and Era still does not have the meta style even. He's gonna have enough gold soon, because he doesn't have to save for buyback anyway for the next couple of minutes. But Lions, I think they're looking pretty good at the moment to just take the win here.
And I think that was a victory that they shouldn't have gotten so easily. Moscow 5 with the kind of desperation slash Hail Mary slash kind of suicidal push down the bottom lane into just going for straight GG gave Lions a huge opening that really they shouldn't have had. M5's decision to do that really costed them quite a lot of momentum in this game. Again, they are very far away from being 6-slotted. If they just stayed the course, I think they would have been in such a better position, but they went for a very questionable decision and it ended up not paying off for them.
Well, it's safe to say that they have the potential to still come back into this game just because Plover Brain, Ember Spirit, he can clear off the creep wave so damn fast anyway, especially if the Vengeance Aura is boosting his damage as well. They have the Mjolnir of course on Faceless Void, and they can still get so many more items in theory. Whether they're gonna be able to farm them up though is another question. They do smoke as 4 because he's not in the smoke meta style finished on the Naga Siren, so he is legit 6-slotted now.
He doesn't have buyback for another 4 minutes, so this is 4 minutes where Moscow 5, should they kill off the Naga Siren, are going to be pretty much guaranteed to just straight take Raxes at the very least, unless they lose everyone in trying to kill off the Naga Siren, but this is their big chance to do something. They know that the Naga Siren used buyback previously. They are going to worry about top lane where Quick's pushing that out, but puck pushing is not something you should really be too scared about, even though you are the Raxes down in the lane. This is time for Moscow 5 to make their desperation push. This is time for just going for it. Because really, for them, because of the situation that they've decided to put themselves in, it's not going to get much better.
They're going to lose the tier 4, at least one of them. It was pretty low, but they're going to lose the second one as well. This is a huge creep wave together with Quicks. Usually, puck split pushing, not that scary, but here's the creep wave support here. Tier 4 tower down to half HP. Glyph is forced out. Moscow 5 man, go now or never, man. You're going to have to get the Ancient before Lions does.
Is there backdoor protection? That's the big question. It looks like there is not. Ira's gonna put everyone to sleep and then try to TP into the enemy base where the Ancient is exposed. There's no fortification. Moscow 5, can they win this race? It's gonna be really close, but right now Arzark can land a Chronosphere onto Ira as well as Krix. Can they bring down anyone? Ira taking a lot of damage, does not have a Song of Siren. Ira is dropping so very low, so very quickly. He will buy a little bit more time. His Illusion's still right clicking on the Ancient, but he will go down now. Quick with the Aegis is gonna get right back up. Still the Illusions are going to town on this Ancient, which is dropping down below 1000 HP. Arzark will be able to clean everything up. In the meantime, the Radiant base, the Ancient is still very healthy. They kill off the Naga Siren, and now it's time for Moscow 5 to make that decisive push. I think they could actually still win this if they just go for it right now and have one person on defense. Be it Ember Spirit or Razor. Actually, Ember is dead without buyback, so definitely not Ember, but now they all have Boots of Travels. This is Moscow's time, Moscow 5's time to end this game.
Can they push out the way? I mean, just top lane is constantly pushing in. Illusion helping out even more. Vengeful picks up a nice item Vladimir's offering for their team. And there's a Mask of Madness on a Skyref Mage. It's real, man. Just extra movement speed. Get to the enemy base faster. Bottom lane. Vigos gonna get stunned up by Jonas and Pan. Key. Can you get the multicast on the Refined Fire Blast? Yes, he can. Triple multicast. Actually, make it a quad one. Vigos BKB. I don't think he can escape. Jonas and Pan. Blink coming off cooldown. And one right click. That's all they need. Minot. Oh, Shiva's guard. And Razor, he just bought back before. He boots of travels to the bottom lane. So, Naga is just gonna come back and suddenly Razor is gonna be dead for another 70 seconds after.
I think Razor has literally no gold right now, and the creep wave is banging on the Ancient. They need someone to clear this out. It's going to be Arzart with the Mjolnir to ultimately do it, but this Ancient, the Dire, it's in backdoor range. Like, if Puck gets on this, it's going to be pretty slow because 15 armor and Puck doesn't do that much damage, but it is feasible right now for Lions to just purely backdoor this Ancient of Moscow 5, especially since Razor's down for such a very long time. This is a dangerous situation right now for Moscow 5, and I'm still like kind of jarred. Okay, now Razor's finally going to start regaining money. I don't know why he was at 0 gold for so long. I don't really know what happened there, but it's going to be Quicks who's going to be the most trouble. He has a Blink Dagger, though. He's going to get hexed up, instantly brought down. Quicks, he does have a buyback, so there's no crackback available for Moscow 5, and bottom lane is being pushed as well. Glory Brain should be able to clear that out with pretty much just one Sleight of Fist, because at this stage, Ember Spirit can do that. But Quicks is going to buy back, and it looks like Lions are going to want to end this game. I think they could just they could do it just by split pushing. If they go up top, mid, and bottom, then there's no good solution there for Moscow 5 unless they find a pickoff. And these pickoffs are going to be hard to find right now.
I think it was for the Razor. If you buy back, you cannot gain any reliable gold. So I guess that's why he wasn't ticking for anything. Arzart, Mask of Madness, not gonna chase anybody down. Stampede to disengage for Lions. And actually, Era dying overall and just TPing in like that with the Boots of Trials for the Ancient. I think it was a slight misplay on their part. I think they could have just fought in their own base and wrecked them and just then went to the enemy base. And even if not, Era, I was expecting him to create all the illusions and send the illusions just to surround the entire Ancient just to make sure they're not clumped up all together. Which he didn't, but in the end, Lions, it still all worked out for them. Aghanim Scepter on Minots and the Witch Doctor as well. If he's even ever gonna get to use the Death Ward properly in a fight. But Moscow 5, I don't think there's a way back into this game for them anymore. Their Ancient is just too damn low.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. Like, if the Naga Siren just YOLO charges the Ancient with all the illusions that are spread out, it is possible that the Ancient is just going to die just by that alone. But it's also possible for the Faceless Void to catch everyone with the Chronosphere, or just completely miss the Chronosphere on the bottom lane. They're going to drop the Mystic Flare, which will, for the most part, hit. Arzart, though, is going to be forced to run away because of the Aghanim Death Ward. King R can take so much damage. He will go down just to the Death Ward, and the Centaur is going to get jumped upon and defeated. But now Minot's going to land a beautiful cast onto both the Ember Spirit and now the Faceless Void. Both are going to fall. In the meantime, top lane, there's in full breach. PGG is going to go down. Vigos, the only one to really sustain right now, but buybacks from the Faceless Void and Ember. The Ancient's not going to die just yet. The game continues, though Moscow 5 are down their 2 supports.
Just the supports from Lions won the bottom fight. Minots, excellent Death Ward. Just as I was saying that, I'm not too sure if he's even going to get to use it properly. They just proved me wrong, and of course, Key coming in was just the multicasts. Holy freaking crap. He has a cheese as well, and oh my god, can they get Minots? If... Oh, never mind, he got the necessary spells off and blow your brain. No buyback, Ember down. I think this must be GG, right? They might even get Arzart. Come on, stuns. Yes, there's the multicast, number 1. No multicast for the Unrefined Fire Blast, but they don't care, or do they? Chronosphere, Arzart escape. But man, this is just not gonna be enough.
And no Ember Spirit. I don't think Moscow 5 can defend against this. Looks like Lions are gonna decide to go for Megas and go for the Ancient at the same time, because why the hell not? He's going to jump forward for a multicast on the Vigos. They just don't have enough clearing at this point. This is going to be a good game. Lions, I think, have done it, although Fortification is there. Let's see how good their clearing is. Quicks is in the back end of the Ancient. Yeah, this is it. Ancient's going to explode, and, well, it took a long time, and I think it was Moscow 5 that kind of put themselves into a bad situation by their own bad decisions, but Lions are going to reap the benefits in the end.
Man, what a game, man. Moscow 5, they're not off to the greatest of starts in this season of Join Dota League. They're 2-2 now. Usually, you would definitely want to start the season as good as possible, but the season is long. The group stages are at the very least, so they're definitely going to still have a chance to get into the top 4. Lions, of course, start with 1-1 as well, so it's not that horrible for Moscow 5. At least they got one victory out of it. But guys, this is going to conclude it for now. We're going to have one more Join Dota League game coming out at 22 Central European Summertime, so in about an hour and a half. It's going to be Union Gaming versus Not Today in Season 3's final. So it should be a great game. A best of 3, I think. Grandis plus somebody will probably cast it. But for now, this is it. Just a few songs to close the stream. Back up in about an hour or so. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to follow us as well. It's HeflaTV on pretty much everything you can find. The links are below the stream as well if you want to just get some shortcuts. For the casters, it's at Coucher for me, everywhere pretty much. At Mike Lores for my caster. And Mike, any last words?
No, that's pretty much it. I think Moscow 5 could have gotten away with the aggressive playstyle, and it probably would have benefited them, as their late game decision making, I don't really think was up to par.
I just think that's why they usually want to run aggressive lineups as well, just to prevent from even getting to the late game to make those bad decisions. But in any case, a 1-1, so not the worst case scenario for both teams, but not the best either really. In any case, guys, this is going to conclude it. So once again, I appreciate it that you came, and just see you another time.